I didn't want to embarrass myself getting caught. Hey guys, it's Chichelina Show, the Sudani mommy. Yay! If this is your first time tuning into my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. For today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be spilling the tea. I'm going to tell you guys how I snuck into the Taylor Swift concert and got front row seats for free. Yep, I did all that for free. This is allegedly. If I'm incriminating myself, this is just a story time. I'm a little greasy, but I wanted to give like cozy Bobby Althoff vibes.
Link me up with anyone. Who would it be?
Beyonce.
Okay, someone else, because Beyonce is married.
Why do you know that?
You know, sitting inside my bedroom. Long story short, the reason I got in is because security, when they were scanning my friend's ticket, they didn't like actually check her barcode. She just like texted me afterwards because she knew I really wanted to go in. She just texted me like, hey, oh my god, they didn't actually scan me in when I was coming in the door. Use my login information. Heard that? You heard that part? She told me just use her Ticketmaster app and I was going to be able to get in. Rewind to the beginning. The whole time when Taylor Swift was coming to Minneapolis, I was looking at tickets. Like nosebleeds were like $1,300, floor seats were $3,000, and I'm just like, damn, I really want to go. I've been a Swiftie my entire life. There's no way I'm missing her Eras tour. Even if she goes on tour again, she's not going to be singing these classics I grew up with. The only person I knew that was going was like my TA in my summer course. My friend, she'll be go unnamed in case, you know, I'm not going to take her down with me, you know. I ain't no snitch. So I told her, hey, I really want to go. I'm like, do you know anybody that's like tailgating outside? Because I knew it was sold out. The first night, especially Friday night, I can just go and tailgate if there's people around. The US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis has a lot of cement around it. It's because they don't want homeless people hanging around. So there's not really like football tailgating areas. There were some people tailgating outside. She was like, I don't know. So just try and just come. She's really go with the flow. And I'm just like, no, I need a plan. I need some solidification. I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself. My friend worked at the stadium, so she was thinking that she was so nonchalant about it, and I was very chalant. I was chalanting like a mother.
I realized I just had to meet a real nonchalant person. I am very chalant.
I'm just like, I need a plan, I need something. My trainer was like, hey, just do it. You never know what will happen. He was playing Taylor Swift during my workout that day. My friend texted me and was like, hey, OMG. She got there super early. Her and her friends were like pre-gaming there. They had like club seats or something. She's like, OMG. The dude didn't scan my ticket when he came in. Use my ticket. So she sent me like a screenshot of her ticket, and I'm just like, damn, you are a lifesaver. I'm like, it's done. I was like, it's done. As soon as she said that, I'm like, yep, it's gonna happen. I went home, put on my yellow dress. I had like yellow sequins on. I wore a little cute brown cowboy hat, and I was off. It was so surreal. I'm just like, this is too much. Just walking around the stadium, and there were so many cars. Anytime there's a big artist, the whole city is like crazy, comes out. I'm like, where are all these people from? There's people sitting in the grass tailgating. There's like small little patches people can actually sit. There's like a front area where you can actually hear the music. People are getting kicked out and sit in the grass over there, where me, my go-lucky ass, was able to just scurry on in and walk in. The security took my purse because they said it was too big. I had a snack in there too. Sidebar it. So irrelevant. So I'm walking in and I'm like, oh my god, this is unreal. I walked in, Enchanted was playing. I was also an hour late. CP time, I'm sorry. So I was walking in, I'm looking around. There's a few people in the merchant line, but it's really chill. Like the stadium is like really relaxed. Enchanted was playing. You know Enchanted? I was enchanted to meet you. And I'm just like, this is real. There's like Taylor Swift posters on the outside of the stadium. And I'm just like, this is not life. I went back to like childhood Chelina. I'm just like, it was a really big full circle moment. Just being in that stadium, the privilege, being in her presence of an artist that inspired you. 1989 and Red were some of my favorite albums. So literally the greatest day of my thinking life. So yeah, I'm walking in the stadium. I hear Enchanted playing in the background. It was eerie, kind of quiet, but there was still a little commotion. People were in the back getting their merch. I looked at the merch section. I was like, $90, $120. Y'all got it. Cause I know. Service in there was trash as always. I go to my friend's seat. I think she ended up texting me where she was, and I went to her seat. She was sitting on like the 200 level, upper level. She was sitting at the top. So I'm walking in trying to find her, and I get to her, and then I was talking to her a little bit, but literally we're just standing in the aisle, and her other friend was getting irritated like, bro, what are you guys talking? Every seat in that was taken. So there was no way for me to sit. And I'm just like, it's still cool. I'm like, I'm still here. It's still a great show. Like I can hear the music. And there's like a club area on the other side where you can sit down, order drinks, hang out. There's tables and everything, but you wouldn't be like in the main area of the stadium. And I was like, that's fine by me. I walk out with her just like to finish chatting for a little bit. I bought her, me and her, like a round of drinks. Honestly, I should be buying her a kidney. Like the thing I don't get about her is like, I am a Capricorn. I'm like, I dabble in a little fraud, and I don't really take no for an answer. I always believe that there is a possibility. You just got to be creative enough. I'm smart enough and creative enough to always find a way. Rules are just like light suggestions for me. But her next level, no regard for failure. She has no regard for failure. Me is like, I like to bet on the possibility of things going well, but I have to know all the pieces are gonna fit. She's just like on a whim, like, oh, well, what's it to it? Never know what happened. She was in a Taylor Swift group chat, and in her group chat, there was people selling a ticket. One guy was like, he accidentally bought 2 tickets at the same time. He was scared he wasn't gonna get any when they first launched. So she was like, oh, he sent us a screenshot of where his ticket was gonna be. She's like, I don't know if he ever sold it or not, but maybe you can be able to get the ticket. And I'm like, where's the seat? And she said, on the floor. I'm like, on the floor? You're telling me that the ticket that you think that I'm gonna try and finesse, not even a little section or something, like an empty seat or somewhere, on the floor. We were up in the 200s and there was not an empty seat in-house. But you're telling me there's gonna be a seat on the floor? I'm just like, what's it to? I'm like, what's the worst that can happen? The biggest shock was me being able to get into the building. I like buying tickets at the box office, at the venues. I went to go buy a ticket at one concert when I saw Honey.
When they come down, please don't touch me. Boy, I want you, not allowed to. You are someone that loves you.
And I didn't realize they were sold out. The bouncer actually gave me one of his extra tickets. The group of people behind me, they're like, they had to go home. And I was like, damn. Blessing. So that wasn't the first concert I've actually gotten into for free. And I think Party Next Door. I think I got into Party Next Door for free because my friend had an extra ticket. So getting into concerts for free has happened before, but this Taylor Swift one was next level. Back to where I was going. He sent them a screenshot of where his ticket was located. And she was like, try and use this ticket and be able to get down to the floor. And I'm just like, what's the worst that could happen? Let's give it a shot. I had her Ticketmaster login, and I looked at the ticket that she gave me, and it only had, the ticket that she gave me only had like the small portion of the ticket. It didn't have the whole thing. It didn't have the whole, like, this was like a more detailed picture when you're on the Ticketmaster app. I did, my crafty little mind was like, I took a screenshot of her seat location on Ticketmaster app. I had it open, I took a screenshot of that. The thing is, being a YouTuber, we edit videos all the time, and I'm like, damn, I wish I had my iPad on me so I could edit this and like finesse and make this a little Photoshop. But you know what? What's like very light, watered down Photoshop? Instagram. So I go on Instagram, I put the original screenshot as one piece, and then I take the other one, because as a millennial, we like to edit our stories. So we'll spend 15 minutes to get a story that's going to get 15 views. It is what it is. One thing I know how to use is a little Instagram Photoshop. I used her screenshot from like my log, and then I used the screenshot of the one that the guy that was selling his floor seat. I laid it on top of each other, and I was like, okay, it kind of works, but like I had to change I used the paint tool, and then I changed like the arrows at the top, but I had to use the paint tool to change the seat number, and then I put the letters on it. You wouldn't have been able to tell, but I didn't want to embarrass myself getting caught. It's not even if it not working, I just don't want the embarrassment of it not working out. I like being like smooth con artists, everything working smooth like butter, because I also have crippling anxiety. So for somebody who tries to pull shit like this off, it's a really bad idea. So I have to make sure it works, make sure everything is dot my I's and cross my T's, whatever people say. I got back down, came down a level to the main level, and the thing is, since I got to the concert so late, a lot of the stuff was closed, and you have to get a wristband to be able to go to the floor. Since all the tables were closed, I was asking like security or like the people that were walking around the venue that were working the venue like for help, and I'm like, hey, I need to get a wristband, I just got here kind of late. And then they're like, oh, go ask that guy. They didn't really quite get what I was saying. They're like, go to the go around that way or something, you'll be able to get into the floor. And I'm just like, I know that part, but also I need to get into I need the wristband first. But I'm just like, whatever, sure, maybe by the time I get there somebody will be there, or there's nobody working, and then I'll just be able to get on the floor and just be able to slide my way through. So I keep walking in the same direction, and then I find a table, and it was I think it was like the lost and found section or something, and I asked the guy, hey. And the thing is, when people give me directions to go somewhere, I'll take 2 steps in that direction and I forget anything they ever said, and I'm just lost again. So I kept walking, and then I see a table over here. I'm like, it was kind of like the lost and found section. And I asked them like, hey, how do I get to the floor? He's like, I need, and then they're like, oh, you need a wristband to be able to get to the floor. And I'm like, yeah, I got here kind of late. He's like, where are you sitting? I showed him the screenshot of where I was supposed to be sitting, and then he's like, and I'm like, I don't know how to get to the floor, I don't know how to get a wristband. I just had like this cute, like confused damsel voice. And I was on my itch that day. I was feeling very cute. It was giving Little House on the Prairie, but Black Girl edition. I was very wholesome, very adorable. And he was like, oh, I just wanted to make sure that you were sitting on the floor, like what section? He was kind of sly about it. And he was like, oh, you look so nice. He gives me a wristband. He's like, I wanted to make sure. I don't think I asked him for a wristband. I asked him like how to get to the floor. Yeah, that's what I did. I asked him like, hey, how do I get to the floor section? And then he's like, oh, what section are you sitting in? And I showed him the screenshot. Like, oh yeah, okay. He's like, oh, I was just making sure. He's like, have a great time, gorgeous. And then like pets my hand. And I'm just like, being conventionally attractive, whatever, has gotten me a lot of free shit. But getting floor seats to Taylor Swift, hands down, that was top tier. I honestly think concerts in general are a finesse. Concert fees, all that stuff is so unnecessary. Concerts to me are like a spiritual experience. I love going to concerts. And then he gives me a wristband. He's like, okay, just keep going down that way and you'll be able to get in. I walk down and I still have that like seltzer in my hand. I walk in and I'm just looking around and I'm in complete awe. Also, how they got fireworks indoors is unreal. Our US Bank Stadium is huge and I'm just looking up and I'm in complete awe. Just walking in, I'm just like, oh my God, this is unreal. You can see her. I didn't know how her stage was set up, and like the front part of the stage is like way at the bottom, and I was like way towards the back side of the floor because it's huge. It's huge. I'm walking in trying to look for the section. I'm reading the floor, A blah 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 blah, A9, and then I walk over. As I was walking, Style was playing, and I'm just like walking. I'm like, you got that dream. I walk over to my seat, and I think the girl, since I got there so late, kind of slid over to that seat. Somebody directed me to my seat. Girls kind of like slid over and like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, this is cool. What was doing really cool is I had another Swiftie that like I grew up with and listened to Taylor Swift with me. A lot of my friends don't listen to Taylor Swift, so it was kind of like just me for myself. Taylor Swift music is really nostalgic and it's like a party too, and it's just like let loose vibes. And it was really fun still doing it by myself. But it would have been really dope if I had like a friend that was a Taylor Swift fan with me too. But for the free, I'm not complaining. For the free, I'm not complaining at all. So I'm sitting there at the edge. The thing is, the way the seats are set up, the stage, there's a runway this way. The stage is way down there, and then you come down, there's a runway. And then there's rows here, and they're like this way. They're this way, and they fill up the section. And I was right on the edge of the seat. That's where my seat was. So I come over there, sit there for a little bit. I was just standing up dancing. I'm like, oh, you guys are fine. They slid over, but I'm just like, it's whatever. Standing on the edge, dancing, recording, like chilling, having the time of my life. And somebody in the comments in my, like that short I made, and told me like, oh, she's not even front row. I'm like, it was giving Mean Girls. It was really giving Mean Girls. I'm like, you really don't think I was front row? And then the thing is, since I didn't know the mapping of the layout, I didn't know about that runway. She was singing, and then she comes down to sing. She was singing Shake It Off, and then she walks and she gets closer and closer and closer and closer. Me not realizing the mapping of the stage. Come to find out, I was right on the edge. I was right there. She was right there. Y'all saw the video? She was right there. And I'm just like, oh my God. I can see like the sweat on her forehead. I'm like, she sweats just as much as I do. She was also dancing and singing for like 2-3+ hours, so how can you blame her? My favorite thing about going to concerts is being able to see your favorite artist in real life and being able to know that they're real. It's kind of like a meet and greet, and then we just hang out and sing our songs together. But like the biggest part of it for me is like seeing them in human form. Like knowing like, oh, you are real. I was looking at my watch, I'm like, been hit my steps for the day. And I was just like chilling. I went to like the little club area and sat down for a little bit, recharged. I met some girl that came all the way up from Louisiana. She's like, oh, Taylor Swift wasn't going to down there. She came up here for work. She's like, oh, might as well go to the Taylor Swift concert too the same weekend. So she did. I came back in to my seat, and then I'm sitting here watching more of the show. It was surreal. It was such a good time. And the thing is, like being so close, I felt so blessed. I've never felt so blessed, and I felt kind of guilty and fortunate at the same time. Taylor Swift's like last 3 albums I didn't really listen to as much. I kind of fell off after 1989. I'm like, nothing could really top that album. 1989 was my all-time favorite. I think that's top 5 one of my favorite albums ever. It was just like everything I want to be, like a city girl. I want to chase my dreams. I want to reinvent myself. I want to let go of all the pain. It's everything. I didn't really listen to her later work, so I didn't really know all the songs. I knew a couple of the songs, but not too many of them. She does her surprise song, and one of her surprise songs was Paper Rings. And this little girl right next to me, she wasn't little in age, she was just small. I'm a tall person. She screamed at the top of her lungs. It was the loudest screeching. I didn't even know what Paper Rings was. That's from like her Lover album. I did after that day. Paper Rings is actually a bop. I really do like that song now. But the little girl right next to me, and she was shorter than me too, so she couldn't really see, so I just like let her get in front of me, and I'm like, you can just enjoy. And she's like, really? I'm just like, go right ahead. I'm like, this song is for you, sis. I could still see clearly over her. She came to like right here. It was no big deal. The thing is, like, it was such a girl's girl kind of day. Everybody was so nice to each other. Everybody was so sweet. So much love in the room, and it was so much nostalgia, and it was such good vibe. Taylor Swift is such a sweetheart. I'm just like, oh my God. I don't think I would be okay if I had missed that one. The FOMO on that one would have been strong. The way that everybody pulled out their outfits, it was so cute. I'm just like, y'all are dressing. I'm like, you put it on. I went for like the country glitzy kind of vibe for her, and a lot of people went for like movie star, like party dress with like a hat and cowboy boots vibes. I thought that was super cute. It's always kind of weird when you're out of your element, like you're the only black girl in the place. Like the lack of diversity there wasn't the greatest. There was like one Asian girl, but everybody was a sweetheart. If you don't like Taylor Swift, you probably don't have a soul. You connect with her on a very, very deep level, and a lot of people there did. People, grown-ups were like jumping up and down, dancing. I'm just like, we're the new grown-ups. I'm like, we grew up with her. It was such a great time. I'm gonna remember that forever. That one, it still feels unreal that actually happened. Oh, I also wanted to add in, when it comes to buying tickets, that concert was actually sold out that day. I saw some TikToks of people trying to buy tickets at the venue, and they said they were sold out. I don't know how true that was. It depends on how late you come to. If you get there kind of early, you might still have some tickets. Like sold out shows usually have tickets that are like ones that people are trying to resell. They get sent back to the venue. One thing I always want to stress and can't tell people enough, concert fees have gone through the roof. I've been going to concerts since I was like 19 years old. I'm like 32 years old right now. I've been going to concerts for 13 years. Concert fees or convenience fees, online fees have gone through the roof. It's like 30% of the ticket cost or whatever your ticket. I always stress this: buy your ticket at the venue. If your concert fee or your online fee is more than $10, $15, buy it at the venue, buy it at the stadium. The only time I haven't bought my ticket at the venue is if it's out of state. Even then, I do a little finesse. I made my sister buy our Coachella tickets and meet up with somebody in person, and she lived in LA. But I went to Lana Del Rey in Iowa, and that one really pissed me off because I couldn't buy my tickets at the venue. It was in Iowa, and I live in Minnesota. That one, her tickets were like $50, $60, so it wasn't even that bad. But once you get in like $200, $300, $400 range for ticket, the fees get really ridiculous. Like I said, buy your tickets at the box office. If you're worried about tickets selling out, if you get there right when the box office opens, a lot of times they do release tickets back to the venue, like I said. So remember that. If you have the Ticketmaster app, it can tell you where the tickets and what tickets they still have available. The week leading up to it, I was looking to see how many seats were still available, like where the seating was and like the price of those. So mentally I knew in my head it was like $350. And up until the day of the concert, a lot of times you can go to the venues before the concert even goes on. The Beyonce concert was at the stadium, the football stadium, and football season's over and the university is closed. So their box office was never open. The only way to buy the tickets were online or the day of. So the day of, I got there as soon as the box office opened. I called them a bunch of times. I'm like, hey, what time is your box office open? And I bought my tickets there. Even for Burna Boy, when the tickets went on sale, I was looking online. The site I was buying them from had an inflated price for the ticket, and also on top of that, it had concert fees. I went to the venue, and the day that the tickets went on sale, I just wanted to buy them that same day because I was excited. Yeah, I bought those at the box office, and they were like $59, $50 for just the ticket. So that was really dope. So always, 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 always go to the box office. If you're worried about tickets selling out, like I know a lot of Beyonce is going to Houston and Dallas, and those tickets were just like, those tickets were obsolete. And the thing I like about it is like the ticket price, the price of the ticket will always be the same. It'll never go up or down when you're buying it at the box office. $350 was like floor seats for Beyonce in every city, Kansas City, but Texas, they were a little higher. If you're just watching on the app and seeing how many tickets are still available, and once they get like really like low and sparse and you're like, okay, I'll just buy my ticket, you can buy your ticket, you can just buy it on the app and just take the fees, but also, or just wait and buy your ticket at the venue, at the box office, at the venue, and a lot of times the other tickets will be released back to the venue. There will be a lot of things that will open up. There's always different reasons why people can't have their ticket, and they send it back to the venue. So yeah, keep that in mind and avoid these concert fees. Don't let Ticketmaster play you. Don't let StubHub play you. Don't let, what's the other one that's really popular? TickPick. Don't let TickPick play you. You deserve better. You don't. The money doesn't even go to the artist. I think when I found out that the money doesn't even go to the artist, I'm just like, y'all just here for a quick buck. Y'all just trying to get you're the middleman. Why am I here dealing with the middleman? The stadium and the artist are the only ones that are going to make money in this. Don't ever think that's an option. You will always, if you love that artist, you will be there. There's no other person that's more deserving to be there than you. Don't let money ever stop you. There's so many concerts that I didn't go to. I didn't go see Beyonce Lemonade or On the Run tour because I'm just like, yo, I'm too broke for this. And even scalping, people will have scalping tickets at the door. That's a little risky. The box office is my best bet, but like scalping on the outside of the venue, or sometimes I've bought tickets on There's Facebook groups that people are selling their ticket to a concert, and you can meet them in person. And Facebook has like reviews and stars, so that's a little safer. Craigslist sells tickets, but also be very careful. Don't ever go alone. Meet in person. Find a way to be able to verify your tickets if it's possible. But yeah, that is my story time of how I was able to see Taylor Swift Eras Tour for free, front row. I am ever so grateful. Every day I'm breathing and living knowing that I was able to see her for free, front row. My pockets were fine and my soul was filled. If you enjoyed my story time and you want to see more videos from me, please like, comment, subscribe, join the fam, and I'll definitely be posting more story times. I've lived a life. I like convenient things. I like things that, the budget queen. I like saving money. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this video. I hope that you guys are excited for me, and please don't drag me for being able to see Taylor Swift for free and project whatever anger that you may have. Just be happy for me. Just be happy I was able to see Taylor Swift as a lifelong fan. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you guys. Bye.